here to play with you.
Let's Get Loud podcast. Larry Beyah, Josie, Dion.
Yo. We back.
Watching you dancing in your car, Larry, having such a good time. Like, this was the only person I know. I'm always dancing in my car.
Exactly. That's what cars are made for. Cars are made to dance in.
People stuck in traffic, all angry and shit. I blasted my Afrobeats. I'm like just clubbing in my car, having the best time of my life. It's great. It's great.
Yo, have you ever stopped at the red light and got out your car and danced?
Hells yes. Of course, you know I have. I stopped in the middle of a fucking highway. There was bumper to bumper traffic. Nobody was moving. And eventually I was like, fuck it. I just turned off my car, got out, blasted up the music, and people started coming out, and we just like all just chilled on the highway because it was just like, what else are you gonna do?
Flash mob.
It's the party. And check it out. It's the party here today on Let's Get Loud. Your boy is back, a.k.a. Mr. You know what I'm saying, Larry Beyah, a.k.a. the Black Sabbath, a.k.a., you know, the little man who can eat a lot.
I should have said that, Larry. Hold on, let's start again. Yo, your boy is back. Larry Beyah, what up?
I fucking love it. Leah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's time to get loud. You know, I got a special guest here today. We got George Chigger here today, and we're going to talk to him. George Chigger, how you doing today, George?
I'm doing awesome today, guys. Thank you so much for having me on the show this morning.
Yo, thanks for...
George Chigger is going to be in the Nathan's 4th of July hot dog eating contest. He's a world champion eater, and so we're going to be talking about that a little later. But, Leah, we got to jump into the news right now because you got about maybe like 7 seconds to be with us today because you got a hot audition or a hot movie take to do. You know, you always doing something. So let's get Mark in here and let's talk the news.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to have one.
Hold on, let me let Mark in a minute. Hang on.
But it,
He's here.
I see his setup. You know, he's in portrait mode, but I don't see him. I think Mark probably went to the bathroom.
I feel like this morning's technology issues, we should let them in behind the scenes. This morning, folks, we had some technical issues. Remember back in the day, if you wanted to know if somebody was in the room, you just opened your eyes and looked. Now you gotta scroll through screens. You gotta see it's hectic, but we're making it work, you know?
So over here, we know that right now. Okay, Mark is here. He just woke up.
Mark, what is happening? Mark's defying the laws of gravity this morning. That's what he's up to. What y'all doing?
I'm on my hoverboard.
Mark isn't the funniest motherfucker on this planet. What's going on? Hey, so Mark, let's get into this article real quick with Aaliyah.
Okay.
Okay. Aaliyah, talk to me.
Listen, they found, they did that. There was a big rescue that happened in Japan. I don't know if y'all were paying attention to this, but Chris, you can pull up this article if you'd like. There's a big rescue mission, and you'll be happy to know that the woman that they rescued is safe and sound, although she didn't have a pulse to begin with. They found a sex doll floating in the water in Japan, and they sent out a whole rescue team on a mission thinking this was like a real life woman.
Oh, man.
Nah, turns out she was just floating plastic. Just discarded sex doll.
I can imagine the sick person who threw her in because that was his girl. You know how this is the domestic abuse right here. You know, and he was like, "I'll teach you. I will teach you," and threw her in the river like she was a real woman.
I know, but Larry, what was the issue? He's like, if you talk back, you go be swimming with the fishes, bitch. Like what? Like what was she doing wrong? What could she have been doing wrong?
Hey,
She's really at his disposal, and he disposed of her.
when they took the sex doll out of the water, her first words were, "Stop Asian hate. Stop Asian hate."
All right. Well, Aaliyah, check this out. I know you got to get out of here. It is I got to get you to your audition. I got to be responsible. It is 12:30 your time. You got to go, Aaliyah.
I appreciate you. It's always good to see y'all. I'm happy I could pop in for a second. Enjoy the rest of your show, y'all.
Okay, love you. Peace.
Peace.
Okay. All right, keeping this theme going. Mark, there's some pictures in this article right here. Chris, if you could scroll up a little bit, and there's some pictures in this article. I'm like the whole town came out. And I think that there's some more to the side of this picture where you see somebody, it looked like somebody like she's floating face down. Now I'm gonna say they make these sex dolls look really real. I would have thought that was a real person. Yeah. Myself.
Easily.
It's like you're sleeping with the fishes, bitch.
Right. It looked like Ice Pick got a hold to her.
Yeah, it looked like these two guys right here, like they were the ones that put the hit on her. You know, and they're looking at their work like, sucker.
Hey, because you know the killers always kind of show up to the crime scene to make sure the job was done.
Yeah. Yo, and now their reputation is on the line. Now they got to get killed because the doll was saved.
I think it was the dude who had his hands behind his back. That's a very intimidating position.
Exactly. Now the person who rescued her, now he's gonna get a hit on him.
Oh yeah.
I tried to save somebody.
Everybody got to go. Ambulance driver got to go. Everybody.
Who was all involved? You know, you could see them back at the hideout talking. They're gonna be like, "What the fuck happened, Bobby? What the fuck happened?" Yeah,
all I know is I know a guy. All right, I know a guy.
Yeah. And here's what the problem is. They didn't puncture the lungs. That's why the dog floated. You have to puncture the lungs.
Yeah.
George.
Yo.
Talk to me, man.
Oh man, it's just I'm in awe. Like, you know, what happened? Like, she didn't have the recycling stamp on the bottom of the foot or something? Like, so, you know, we're going to just throw her around in the water because we can't recycle her? Or was it someone's, body double that got, snatched instead of the real person there? It's crazy. I mean, who takes a hit out on a doll?
Or what if my man took the doll swimming and he drowned?
Oh shit. They just haven't found him yet. He's just out there somewhere.
She was the flotation device. I bet they were having sex because these people get kinky.
Right.
I bet they were having sex in the water and he slipped off on a 69 or something like that.
A strong current came and took him away, and she was just like, "You just gonna leave me like that?" And it looked like he killed her, but he killed himself.
Yeah, they might have been home, coming home from a club last night or something in the water taxi, and water taxi, she fell overboard, and no one ever knew she was gone.
Him and the dog was snorting cocaine. Him and the dog was snorting coke. And then boom, he fell over.
Yeah.
Because I noticed her clothes is off. Like, you know what I'm saying? This needs investigation. Her clothes was off. Like, what's going on with this? This scene right here. This is definitely she got to get a rape kit now.
She got to get a rape kit.
Larry says that like there's ever been a picture of a sex doll with clothes on. Like, does that exist in the world? Like, do they even sell? Like,
do they
that's a whole different fetish.
In the package? I don't think if I ordered a sex doll, I want it to come to be naked. That's not the type of woman that I want.
Right.
I want you to be freaky, but be respectful when you first meet me. Don't throw the
It's
little,
like, make me earn it.
yeah, don't throw the cootie cat on me just off rep. Let me talk to you for a little bit.
I take you out the box and here you go, the box is out, you know.
Now I know you like this with everybody. Like, where'd you go to school at?
Yeah.
Who are your people? I need to know basically.
Exactly. I guess it was how she was raised, Mark. I guess it was how she was raised.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, listen, that was our news article for the day. We don't have time to get into all of them. But now, can you bring in Jay? Is Jay in the waiting room?
Absolutely.
Because we have something special going on this week, George. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but I know everybody else is. But I think you may be familiar with it. There was a comedian by the name of Dick Gregory, a wonderful comedian. And Showtime is doing a documentary on him this weekend. And I think that it's something that everybody should watch. So Jay is going to come in and she's going to talk to Mark about his uncle, the great Dick Gregory. And I don't think that we can talk too much about Dick Gregory because I believe Dick Gregory was the first black stand-up comedian who actually did it the right, like stand-up, like a traditional way of stand-up. Everybody else had to huck and shuck and jive and, you know, a minstrel show type shit. And Mark can tell me more about that. I'm just going off the top right now. But where's Jay McNeil? Is she in here, our resident interviewer?
I am. Mark, you're silent.
Oh!
Okay, hold on.
I mean, I could just go like this.
All right, I thought I had it. Okay.
Did nobody notice? Oh, there we go. There we go.
We just didn't say
All
anything.
right. Hello, amazing humans. Okay, so
What's going on?
Joe. So, Chris, can you play the Showtime? We want to play the trailer for this weekend's big event. Well, there's 2 big events on the 4th. Excuse me.
Yeah, the 4th of July is going to be hot. Okay.
When they say this show features living color, you better believe it.
Dick Gregory was one of the greatest political comedians to ever live.
In about 6 more months, they're going to be forced to hire Negro bus drivers in Mississippi, so we're growing steering wheels so they can drive from the back of the bus.
His stage presence was so smooth.
Dick Gregory changed the entire landscape of stand-up comedy.
Football's a fair sport for my people. Only sport in the world a Negro can chase a white man and 40,000 people stand up and cheer.
Damn, he's talking to these white people like that.
He just spoke his truth. What's overlooked is how unafraid he was.
Are you out to give people a good laugh? Are you out to make a very definite point? I happen to believe that you can't laugh social problems out of existence.
Dick knew how to take a heated issue, bring humor, and move forward. It encouraged people.
I think people get confused and think that he was an activist who decided to be funny. No. His soul was that of a stand-up comic. He just could not do that in a world that was falling down around him.
Now, I ran from Chicago to Washington, D.C. to dramatize that there's a need to feed hungry people.
He ran for Native Americans. He ran for women.
He gave so much of himself to a movement, to a people.
He wanted to be a part of the change, and he always fought for that change.
My goal is to really help change the priorities in this country.
No man has given more, asked less, or been more needed.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory.
Amazing! I cannot, that gives me goosebumps. I'm so excited to see it. Okay, so your uncle, first of all, how cool is it that that's your uncle, first of all? I mean, I would probably just tell everyone, just be like, excuse me, don't you know who I am? Don't you know who I'm related to? But,
Yeah.
Okay, had 10 kids, which is bananas. That's a lot of kids. I don't even know how you remember all their names. Then
That's a lot of hunching.
ran for president, has like a star on the Walk of Fame, has done like literally starved himself for good, which like that one picture where he's so skinny, I was like, oh my God, I just want to feed him. But all right, so what is that experience like? I know he had a big influence for you getting into comedy. Tell me the story about when you were in college and you wanted to go check out one of your uncle's books.
Yeah, so the defining moment for me, how I got into stand-up comedy, I ran track at University of Mississippi, and I was done with my eligibility, just kind of like working on my degree. And I had this moment, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. So I was like, let me go check out one of my Uncle Dick's books. Now, 2 books that he wrote, one of them is entitled Nigger, which is his autobiography, and Calluses on My Soul. So I asked him, I said, hey, do you all have Calluses on My Soul? So this little girl was typing the computer. Her type kind of slowed down, her face turned red, and she looked up and said, we don't have calluses on my soul, but we have. And then she like paused and turned the computer screen and was like, we have this one right here. And I like chuckled, and I saw it said nigger, and I busted out laughing the fact that we were in Mississippi and she didn't want to say that word. So that was kind of like the first moment, the first joke that was inspired by my uncle that got the wheels turning, and I started doing comedy, and so once I started, my goal was to I just wanted to do one show with him, and then as it turned out, 2014 was the first show that I did with him, and this was the flyer from the first show that we did. This was in Dayton, Ohio. And then a year later, 2015, we went on a national tour for 2 years. So the last show that he did was the Dayton Funny Bone. It was August 2nd of 2017.
Which is right before he died.
Right before he died, yep.
Crazy. And then what was that experience like for you? I mean, that was such a gift.
Yeah, I mean, it was dope. I mean, it's my dad's brother, so, I mean, it was just like being with family. One of the things that I took from him, though, was I believe we were doing like the Hartford Funny Bone. He asked me to take him to Walmart, and he went in Walgreens, rather. He picked up the USA Today, the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, whatever the local paper was in Hartford, and another paper. And he came out with the new 20 minutes about what he had just read. And it was like a 2-hour window. So just seeing that discipline, that comedic discipline at like 84 years old or however old he was at the time, that in and of itself was amazing.
Wow. And then what was like, if you were to take those 2 years, what was like one of the moments that sticks out for you the most? Like where you're like, I'll never forget like this, whether it was a show or a word of wisdom or.
I think the moment that stuck out, you mentioned his star on the Walk of Fame. So they had a comedy tribute for him at the Maltabon Theater in Hollywood, right? So, I mean, John Legend was there. I mean, it was a who's who of Hollywood was there. So I was set to perform, and I was really nervous. I mean, Chris Tucker's hosting this event. I mean, Robert Townsend is in the audience. I mean, it was star-studded, and I did 10 minutes, and I had an amazing set. And I think this was like the first time that my uncle like really, really watched me perform, and he said my set was beautiful. So to hear that from him, it meant a lot, because the men in my family do not give compliments like that. Like I think growing up, my dad probably like 3 compliments total. And I'm the same way too. So hearing that, it did touch my soul. Yeah. So.
Wow. Question. Do you now give compliments to people? Like, do you almost make that an effort? Like, because I know what it's like for myself to grow up one way and be like, whoa,
I do, but it has to be warranted. Especially like as comedians, there's this thing with comics, and Larry can attest to this. It's like, if a comedian has a bad set, nowadays comics like, hey man, good set. I'm one of the people, don't ask me, because I'm gonna be like, how was it? Oh, brother, if you don't want my apples, don't shake
that
the tree.
That shit sucked.
Yeah, it was terrible. You know how you did.
Maybe you should quit.
Yeah. So I'm
definitely on that one.
I feel like I'm a lot more balanced. I'm much more complimentary, but I don't give compliments just to be throwing them out there.
Just to do it, just to throw it out there. Okay.
Do we have any footage of Mark?
Yeah. Wait, do we?
No, I got some pictures.
We've got the pictures.
Okay.
I'm wait. What was I gonna say? Oh, Mark, tell us about before I forget. Tell us, can you demonstrate the improv that you did that you had the 2 people do the other day? That's my favorite.
Oh, so I'm teaching a comedy workshop, and So to get the comedians comfortable just being in the moment, I have them do a game called First Date. So it's basically two comedians sitting in front of each other, and they have to, whatever it would look like for them to be on the first date. And both of the comics were kind of bigger, as a bigger guy and a bigger girl. And I think the comedian said something to the effect of, he was like, well, I guess it makes sense. We like each other. You look like me. That's what he said to her. And she said, what you mean we look alike? And he pulled his shirt up and showed his gut. And she was like, oh, I guess we do look alike. And she showed her gut. So they had like this gut-to-gut competition. They were touching each other's gut. And it was hilarious.
Literally, the lady pulls up so high, her boobs are hanging out. And then she's like, they're comparing like, well, I think like you must be a B cup. And he's like, no, I don't know. Like, I think I'm a C cup. Then she's like, well, I like that role. And then he's like, I like that. The shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Okay, question. With your uncle, did he ever give you tips on like up for comedy, or was it just you're on your own?
No, you know what? So, and that's the interesting thing. So with him, it was never really like comedic tips of how to navigate through your set or what you could do better. It was more just like life tips. So I remember one like at length conversation that we had. It was like Father's Day weekend of 2017. I was ready to just go back to the hotel, grab my stuff and go home. And my uncle was like, hey, sit down for a second. So we start talking. An hour later, 2 hours later, I realized I'm not going home. And one of the things that he said was, he said, nephew, I see a lot of myself in you. So just keep going. But one of the things that he also said was that, you know, like the universal God, what it did for him, it's going to happen for you. So just be patient. So that was his whole thing, is just be patient, and what's going to come to you will come. And I think, you know, it's like trivial and practical as that sounds, is very true, right? That like we are anxious to receive, you know, whatever the world has for us. But the reality is that it's not going to happen until 2030. I mean, we have 9 more years until that happens. So in the meantime, we just got to be patient and enjoy the journey up until then. So those were the type of lessons that he would tell me.
Yeah, I love that. Well, and that's very much like all the footage that I saw of your uncle. He always had, like, he was always thankful he woke up every day and that he was healthy and that he had great people in his life, regardless of what was going on. I know, Chris, I had sent you a little video. I don't know if you could play it, of Mark and his uncle. But I'm super proud of you, and I think that is so amazing. And I know that he is like in heaven shining down on you, and like so fucking proud of everything that you're up to.
All right, here we go.
And everybody should come and check out your comedy. When is your next show?
When is my next show? I am in, I'll be at the Miami Improv July 16th through the 18th. And then I'll be in Dayton, Ohio at the arena on July 10th.
Woohoo! And people can...
Yeah. Good job.
And they can check out all your events and things on your Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, I post all of my shows to Instagram. Yep. At Comic Mark Gregg.
And Mark Gregory, like, I don't really hang around people unless it's funny.
I got the video for you.
It's like 45 seconds. We'll play it.
You look sad. Go ahead and make y'all laugh. He ain't laughing. I just love you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
A lot of times my uncle would tell me that he was passing the baton to me. And now that he's gone, since I have the baton, it just makes sense to run with it.
And you knew she wasn't trying to do nothing, but we don't let that stop us, fellas, because you'll take that thumb and pull down on that elastic. You trying to create some leverage, because you know if you get it like bottom butt, I don't know, right up under the bubble, for white girls it'll be your lower back. You get what I'm saying?
All right. So Mark Gregory, give it up for Mark Gregory.
Yeah, man.
You're amazing. We appreciate you. Thank you for your awesome time and your feedback and your wisdom, and I can't wait to see you explode just like your uncle.
Keep running
Thank
with
you.
it,
All
Mark.
right, thanks,
Keep
Mark.
running
Catch
with
you
it.
later, man.
All right, peace. See you all.
Bye.
All right, peace.
All right, Jay McNeil. Do you know, because that's July 4th, Dick Gregory, Showtime. We got another event on July 4th. What is that, Jay?
Oh my God, it is the hot dog eating contest at Coney Island. What? Okay, Chiga, I gotta ask you, do you ever do that Chiga what? Chiga who?
Oh yeah, I get that once in a while. You know, that's what it's
That
all
was
about.
the first thing I thought of when I saw your name. I was like, hold on.
Chiga,
Okay.
Chiga, that nigga Chiga. Okay.
Okay, that's a little bit. That's a lot. That's a
Well,
lot.
you know.
Okay. All right, so this is your career. This is mind-blowing to me. You are the first professional eater, I guess, I have ever met in my whole life, and I have so many questions for you.
Well, you can ask away. It's an honor to meet you, and you know,
You too.
It's awesome. I never thought like I would be here at 42 years old, becoming an influencer at 38. You know, traveling the world eating food. And it's just a, you know, next level for me. It took me out of, you know, my blue collar life to a fat kid life, I guess, you know, eating some
Fat
food.
kid life? No, he didn't. Oh my God. And how does that even happen? Like, how do you jump from blue collar life to like, fuck this shit, I'm eating hot dogs for the rest of my life?
Yeah. It happened progressively. We'll make the story quick. You know, I met my mentor in 2010 at the cable company paying our cable bills, and she was talking about, hey, I need a sparring partner, I need someone to train with, I need someone to push me. And I jumped on board with her for 5 years or so. She finally talked me into going to my first qualifier in 2015, and I went out there. I took second place with like 17 hot dogs and buns. Not a big number, but big for me in a competition. And just, other competitive eaters, Badlands Booker was coming up to me and saying, hey, you have something here. You need to work on this. And I just dug deep and I kept working. In 2018, I went pro with Major League Eating. I've done like 34, 35 competitions, 12, 13 states, 2 countries since. And, just getting it done, working on my podcast, working on my YouTube eating channel, my Facebook group, Chigger Eats with Friends, just trying to promote small business and get out there and get paid to eat. There's nothing better than that, to love something and have someone pay you to do it. And it's just awesome.
I love it. Okay, so what is the most amount, first of all, for virgins like me? All right, so you have to eat X amount in how many minutes?
Oh, I got to eat as much as I possibly can in 10 minutes. Our time limit's 10 minutes, and the current world record held by Joey Jaws Chestnut is 75 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. Last year at 2020, Coney Island.
Damn.
Yeah, crazy, right? And
What's your goal? Do you have like a goal when you go into these, like a mindset, like, fuck yeah, I'm going to get to 60? Like, what is that?
I mean, my goal is to hit 40 plus. I'm hoping for, my personal best in competition as of today is 31 and a half. I qualified 4th in the world to go to Coney Island in 2019. And I'm just going to push to beat my personal best. So I need 32 plus. And I think it's going to be an easy year for me to get to 32 plus, no problem, in my 10 minutes. So I'm not quite going for first place to take out Joey, but I'm looking for, finish highest I can to keep my current, record at, not record, but my ranking at 15th in the world. I want to get back. I want to get closer to that top 10. And that's my goal, to change my.
Okay, what does your mom say about this? Or like your family? Are they like, do they own it? Like, my son is.
Yeah, the family loves it. My parents unfortunately haven't, they're not with us no longer. They weren't able to see this, but all my cousins, all my relatives and family just go crazy, and then, the young kids in college, hey, we talked to you about you today in college, in the science class, or, I was taking this class, for my nursing career. We brought you up because, it's just what to talk about, right? I'm down 100 pounds since I got into this. And, my doctors' minds are blown too, because, my health, I'm healthier than I've been in the last 20 years, and I'm just chugging along.
You're like,
to
how
do
the hell?
Yeah,
man. I know.
Yeah,
as a fitness person, like, literally, some of my questions are like, I want to know about your cholesterol. I want to know how this impacts your weight.
Yeah, the weight's down, 100 pounds. I'm actually lighter today by 10 pounds than I graduated high school 25 years ago.
Damn.
So,
shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
that's
seriously.
insane.
You were lighter than you were at Secret Show.
Yeah, I lost probably about 10 pounds since the Secret Show, because this is training,
Can you pull
man.
him up at Secret Show, Chris? Can you pull him up at Secret Show? He did a fun, exhibition at our secret show in Greenwich, Connecticut. But I was like, I'm looking at you now. You look like Joey Chestnut now.
He's not a small guy. Everyone thinks Joey's small. He's 6'2", 240 or whatever. I'm 6'6", I'm weighing at 320. Oh,
you're tall.
So, yeah, I am tall. I would call myself 6'6" and change, but I notice as I'm getting older, I'm shrinking a little, or I'm just not standing as tall. It's the way it is.
All these places.
Okay, and then are there tips of like I read something about there's certain drinks that you can drink to like help you eat more?
Yeah, I'm learning that myself. Some people are saying you put vinegar in the water. I'm not a vinegar guy. My mom used to clean the house with vinegar. I can't deal with it, but I use you're going to see here in this video, I'm dunking the buns in the water, which there's science behind that. Kobayashi brought that to the table 15 years ago, and changed the sport by separating the hot dog and bun. And so the water takes the air out of the bun, and I use flavored water to take the taste, because I love my Nathan's hot dogs and they're the best out there, but eating 30 to 40 of them in 10 minutes, that's all you're tasting is hot dogs and buns. So I counteract it with a flavor, and it's just a good time. It just becomes muscle memory and work forward here.
And of course here he is taking a victory over the visibly formidable eater Jim Stansel. All right.
All right, let's see it.
Wow, if you barf on the stage, other people have to perform up here.
Hot dogs already. Let's go.
Pick up that piece. It has a shoe print on it.
This guy sucks. How you doing?
Wow. Yeah, he's gonna do this thing. He's got 1 minute and 20 seconds to finish all 25 of these hot dogs. Wow, buns and all. This guy is gonna be taking a fat dump in the morning. I don't even want to put the phone. I don't want to put the phone back down. It's just covered in tea. Is that what you do? Are you dipping it in tea?
Okay. I don't like this.
Whose idea was this? Everybody's.
Did you put mustard?
I don't know. Dude, he's gonna finish all these dogs. How many dogs have you finished? Stancy, you don't torture yourself anymore. It's over. It's over. You don't have to torture yourself.
No, I'm just watching this champion.
Yeah.
I can do it.
You can do it.
This is embarrassing.
I can do it. We got 1 minute and 39 seconds left.
That's insane. I don't know how have you ever puked?
Not on stage. No, I have not done.
So is it after? Yeah, like what is that? You must have the worst acid reflux ever.
No, knock on wood. I am perfect with all this stuff. I could, I hung out at the show all night. We drank and partied until the sun came up. After this, it was, to me, 20, 25 hot dogs, that's just a meal, 5-6 pounds of food. So
that's just a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah,
right?
Tuesday afternoon or Saturday night at the show.
At that party, right, George?
Yeah, I think some people had some issues at the party, but I don't think that was hot dog driven. It was more
at your frat house party.
Oh, it was kind of crazy, but I'm looking forward to the next one, 100%. The secret show is where it's at. So.
Oh my. Yeah. Okay, so are there any food? What other kinds of foods? Okay, so it's hot dogs. I know pepperoni rolls. It's always something with a bread, right?
Well, a lot of stuff has bread in it. Because it's food, right? So you mentioned West Virginia pepperoni rolls, great time. Love going out there, great sponsor. But we have shrimp cocktail from St. Elmo Steakhouse out in Indiana. I ate 8 pounds in 8 minutes. We've been to Canada to eat poutine, Smokes Poutineery, 14 pounds of poutine up out of Canada. Long Island has the Strawberry Shortcake Festival out of Manitowoc.
Oh my God,
I've done 14 pounds of strawberry shortcake.
I love how it's like a world tour. Like, do you have a shirt where you can get like your tour, like all these things on the back with the dates, like it's a fucking Led Zeppelin?
Yeah, maybe. You guys can follow the car. I got stickers on the back of my car. All the different places I've been, and just crushing the challenges. And our food competitions. Like I was just in Florida, ate 35 years of corn at the Sweet Corn Festival in West Palm Beach. Was awesome.
Wait, can you cut it off?
No, you gotta use your teeth. There's different
God.
There's different techniques with it. You got your the typewriter, you got the toilet paper roll, and then they got the stripper and the Florida rake or something. So it's the Florida stripper and the rake. So you pull down across the bottom teeth, or you go up across the front. And I came in 4th place with 35 years of corn, and Gideon won with 56, I think. That was a 12-minute competition, so it's crazy.
Well, listen, I want to tell everybody, Jay, thank you for that interview. I want to tell everybody, go to Nathan's Go to Coney Island. The Nathan's Hot Dog competition. George Chigger will be there this year. I'm telling you, I love going to that competition. It's great. Also, can we bring Tino in really quick? I think he has a quick pun. He's been waiting in the. We're gonna wrap up with Tino if he has any puns about if he has any puns.
Yeah,
go to George Chigger. Check him out on Instagram, George.Chigger on Instagram. Give him a follow. Trust me, he's one of the best people that you ever want to meet. He's a good friend of mine, and he's just a happy person. Oh, George,
hey, this is just good content.
Real quick.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what. Do you have anything to check for us today?
Yeah, real quick. I like drinking pints like shots and pitchers like pints.
Chris,
so
can you bring it back to George?
Yeah, we're on George. He's visible.
So I got 64 ounces of liquid here. Normally this is full of beer, and I'll just give this a quick chug. Here we go.
Oh my God, I'm gonna count 2, 3, 4, 5, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 12, 13, 14.
Damn, that's fast.
Holy shit.
Like I knew he was gonna finish it, no problem. Like, that was fast.
That is our show today. I want to say thank you. I said Tino was gonna come in here. I think if Tino's in here,
I can let him in. I'm letting him in now. I'm letting him in now. Yep.
Thank you, George. Tino,
thank you guys for having me on.
You're amazing.
Right. You are freaking amazing. Coney Island this weekend. Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. Tino.
Oh yeah.
You got any puns today for
I do. Let me turn off the music.
He's having a party
My
without
man's
us.
getting loud. I love it.
Okay, I got it. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, all right. Of course I got a pun for the man here. I got to tell you, I don't like hot dogs. Yeah.
Understandable.
I'm just being frank.
Yes, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, that is our show today. Thank y'all very much for watching Let's Get Loud. We'll be back next week. George Chigger, Mark Gregory, Dick Gregory, Nathan's Hot Dog, Showtime, Jay McNeil, and Pandemonium. Thank y'all. Rare Air Live. Have a good day, y'all. Peace.
Love y'all.
Bye.
I'm here to play with you.
Let's Get Loud podcast. Larry Beyah, Josie, Dion.